Hello students and welcome to the new lecture session. Myself Shankho Ghosh, Assistant Professor of Automobile Engineering Department at Dr. Sudhir Chandra Degree Engineering College under the JIS group. Today we'll discuss on a new topic, that is radiography testing. This is the topic is included the subject of non-destructive testing and application. This is the automobile engineering 7th semester subjects. Today we will discuss a new topic, that is radiographic testing, which is module number of 6. So let's start it, the radiographic testing. Before starting the radiographic, from today's lecture, you can get the knowledge about the definition of the radiographic testing, its working principle, electromagnetic sources, then the effect of the various radiation on film, and the radiographic imaging. So students, let's start the today's class on radiographic testing. The history discovered of X-ray by W.C. Roentgen in the year of 1895 and radioactivity by Becquerel in 1896. There subsequent the logical application to the examination of material objects provided the starting point for the development and advancement of industrial radiography. This technique is one of the most widely used non-destructive testing method. With the proper orientation of the X-ray beam planar, defects can also be detected with the radiography. It is also suitable for detecting changes in material composition, thickness measurements, and locating unwanted or defective components, hiding from view in an assembled part. The basic advantage of the use of ionizing radiation in NDT arises from the fact that the objects which can be examined can range in size and shape from the micro miniature electronic parts to mammoth mazes or power plant structure. Further, the method can be used on a variety of material. No prior preparation of the specimen surface is necessary, unlike with other NDT methods. So students, this radiography is one of the most important and widely used methods. This is used to show the presence and nature of defects or other structural discontinuities in the interior of the material. Used in a variety is in very wide range of application including medicine, engineering, forensic, security, etc. Offers a number of advantages over other NDT methods. Inspecting the material for the hidden flaws. The purpose of radiography is to show the presence and nature of defects or other structural discontinuities in the interior of the material under the examination. These techniques makes use of the ability of short wavelength electromagnetic radiation such as X-ray or gamma ray to penetrate objects. In general, the shorter the wavelength, the greater is the penetrating power. The radiation that enters through the material, some being absorbed in the material itself, and amount of absorption is a function of the density and thickness of the material. Should there be a cavity or discontinuity in the interior of the material, the beam of radiation will have less material to pass through than a solid material. Consequently, there will be a variation in the absorption of the rays by the material in the defective area. The variation, if measured or recorded on a film sensitive to X or gamma radiation, produces an image that will indicate the presence of the defect. The image is an X-ray shadow of the interior of the material. Thus, radiography is essentially based on principle of shadow projection, and such a shadow picture is called a radiograph. And the variation in the darkness may be interpreted to provide information concerning the internal structure of the material. The basic setup essentially consists of a source of radiation, the object to be radiographed, and a detector, which is normally a sheet of photographic film. So, student, inspect part is placed in between the radiation source and a piece of radiation sensitive film. The source can either be an X-ray machine or a radioactive source. The radiation enters through the part, some being absorbed in the part. The absorbing amount depends on the density and thickness of the part. This radiation forms a shadow graph of the part. Radiation forms a shadow graph of the part. This variation in the image darkness can be used to determine thickness or composition of material, and would also reveal the presence of any flaws or discontinuities inside the material. So this is the working principle. Now comes to the electromagnetic radiation source. This is various types, that the X-ray source, the production of X-ray, the high energy of X-ray, and second is gamma ray source, and then the property of the X and the gamma ray. So student, let's start with the X-ray source. In the widely used conventional X radiography, the source of radiation is an X-ray tube. The X-ray tube consists of a glass bulb under the vacuum. This X-ray is built in the year of 1931 by the college. This X-ray tube As I said, the X-ray tube consists of a glass bulb under the vacuum, enclosing a positive electrode or anode and a negative electrode or the cathode. The cathode comprises the filament which when brought to incandescence by a current of a few ampere and emits electron. Under the effect of electrical tension set up between the anode or the cathode, these electrons from the cathode are attracted to the anode. This stream of electrons is concentrated in the beam by the cylinder or a focusing rod. The anticathode is a slip of metal with high melting point recessed into the anode at the place where it is stopped by the beam of electrons. It is by impinging on the anticathode that fact moving electrons give rise to the X-ray. The development of electronic which has led to available of constant potential unit which gives the stable operating condition. The replacement of the glass tube by metal ceramic ones has led to an extended tube life. X-ray machines are characterized by the operating voltage and current which determine which sorry, which determine the penetrability and intensity of the radiation produced. Modern X-ray generators are available up to 440 kV and 15 milliampere. X-ray equipped with dual focal spot size and ultra small focal spot are portable, equipping with an output voltage of 200 kV and 3 milliampere current are also available. The highly automated self-propelled X-ray mini crawler which travel within the pipeline are used to take radiograph of pipelines and wells from inside. Next is production of X-ray. X-ray are produced when the fast moving electrons are suddenly brought to rest by collide with the matter. Electrons may also lose energy by ionization and excitation of the target atoms. However, these do not result in X-ray production. The accelerate electrons therefore lose their kinetic energy very rapidly at the surface of the metal plate, and energy conversion consequently occurs. The kinetic energy of the accelerate electrons can be converted in three different ways. A very small fraction, that is less than 1%, is converted into the X radiation, and approximately 99% of energy of electron is converted into heat by increasing the thermal vibration of the atom, thermal conversion of the atom of the target, the temperature of which may consequently rise automatically. The two most important distinguishing features of beam of X-ray are its intensity and the quality. The first term, of course, refers to how much radiation, that is quality of radiation. The second term, quality, refers to the kind of radiation, that is how penetrating the radiation is. So So students, these are the processing of the X-ray. The next, where, as I say, the very small fraction, that is 1%, converted the X-ray, that the conversion factor. Then the conversion factor A can be expressed in this equation as equation that 1.1 into 10 to the power minus 9 ZV, where Z is the atomic number of the target and V is the energy of the electron in the volts. So this is the equation of the conversion factor. So how much energy converted into the X radiation, and approximately that is the very small, less than 1%, approximately 99% converted into the heat. And some of electrons are ejected orbital from the atom of the targeted material. The next is high energy. Next is high energy X-ray source. Examination of thicker section is carried out using high energy X-ray. Those energy value is 1 megavolt or more. Using high energy X-ray, possibilities of large distance to thickness ratio with correspondingly low geometrically distortion, short exposure time and high production rate can be achieved. Also, small focal spot size and reduced amount of high angle scatter X-ray X-ray reaching the film result in radiographs with a good contrast, excellent penetrometer sensitivity and good resolution. A number of machines such as synchrotron, Betatron and Van der Graaf type electrostatic generator are available, of which electron linear accelerator is the most popular. So these are the high energy X-ray source. Next is gamma ray source. In gamma, in contradistinction of to X-ray machine which emits a broad band of wavelength, and gamma ray source emit one or a few discrete wavelengths. Radiography with gamma ray has the advantage of simplicity of the apparatus used, compactness of radiation source and the impedance from the outside power. This facilitates the examination of pipe, pressure vessel and other assemblies in which the access to interior is difficult. Gamma rays are electromagnetic radiation emitted from an unstable nucleus. Each isotope with unstable nucleus will have characteristic nuclear energy levels and intensities for the emitted radiation. The gamma ray energy levels remain constant for a particular isotope, but the intensity decays with time as indicated by the half-life, where a variety of radio isotopes are produced in a nuclear reactor. Only a select few have been utilized for the purpose of the radiograph. The rest of the other isotope products have been found to be unsuitable for a variety of reasons, such as shorter half-life, low intensity and high cost of production. The four most popular radiographic sources are cobalt 60 or CO60, iridium 192 or IR 192, Caesium 137, that is CS 137, and Thallium 170, or that is TH 170. These are the four most popular radiographic sources. Next is properties of X and gamma ray. X-ray and gamma ray are electromagnetic radiation similar to light wave, except that their wavelength is much shorter. Some of their properties are given below. They move in straight line and at the speed of light. They cannot be deflected by means of lens or prism, although their path can be bent by a crystalline grid. They pass through matter. The degree of penetration depends on the kind of matter and the energy of radiation. They are ionizing radiation, that is to say that elaborate electron in matter. They can impair and destroy the living cells. The degree of penetration depends on the kind of matter and the energy of the radiation. So these are the properties of X and gamma rays. Next one is radiation attenuation. X-ray or gamma radiation. X-ray or gamma radiation, when passes through the specimen, kept attenuated and reduced in the intensity. The important modes of the absorption are photoelectric effect, Rayleigh scatter, Compton scattering, and pair production. The radiation attenuation calculated in the following expression, that is I equals to I naught B e to the power minus mu x, where I is the intensity of radiation emerging out of the specimen. I naught is the intensity of radiation when the value of x equals to 0. Mu is the linear absorption coefficient per millimeter thickness, and x is the thickness of the specimen, and capital B is the build-up factor. Next is effect of radiation on film, that is film ionization and the inherent unsharpness. Film ionization. The radiation source required to produce a certain blackening on the film depends on the energy of radiation. Low energy radiation needs smaller dust to ensure a certain film density as compared with hard radiation. Various isotopic sources with different radiation energy, various isotopic sources with different radiation energy will cause the different film isolation. Example, cobalt 60, that is 1, iridium 192, that is 2.35, Caesium 137, that is 5.5, and thallium 170, that is 4.5. This is the film ionization. The next one is inherent sharpness. The inherent unsharpness is the result of the interaction of high energy radiation with emulsion of the film. During the interaction, the electrons are dislodged from the silver halide emulsion. After gaining excess energy in the form of kinetic energy. The electrons with high kinetic energy tend to fly off, causing ionization in the adjacent silver halide grains. Thus, the boundaries of the exposed areas will show an unsharpness of the image, which is called inherent unsharpness or film unsharpness. The inherent unsharpness value is about 0.1 millimeter without lead screen, and it is 0.2 millimeter when the film is used with the lead screen. So without lead screen it is 0.1 millimeter, and with lead screen it is 0.2 millimeter. Next is radiographic image. The appearance of a distinguishable image on a radiograph is dependent on several factors, the most important of which is the difference in radiation intensity at various locations in the image plane. The difference in intensity then must be function of the abnormality within the part of being inspected. These images are various types, that is geometrical factors, radiographic field, intensifying screen, film density, radiographic sensitivity, penetrometer, and determining the radiographic exposure. So students, let's start the geometrical factor. True focal spot for sources used in conventional radiography is not point source, but rather is of a few millimeter in size. Due to the finite source point size, the image projected on the film is enlarged, leading to the geometric unsharpness. The geometric unsharpness is given by UG equals to ft L naught, where f is the focal spot size, f is the focal spot size, t is the distance from the object, distance from the object to the receiving plane, and L naught is the distance from the source, to the object. F is the focal spot size, t is the distance from the object, to the receiving plane, and L naught is the distance from the source to the object. General rules as given below should be practiced for the optimum result. Source or focal spot size should be as small as practicable. Ideal source will be a point source. Source to object distance should be as large as possible. Source to object distance should be as large as possible. The film should be in close contact with the object. The film should be close contact with the object. And source location should be such that the radiation passes through the objective thickness. This is the geometrical factors. Next is radiographic film. Radiographic film is similar to photographic film in that there is a central carrier called the film disc that is made of thin sheet of polyester type material. This is normally transparent and serves only as the carrier for the chemically reactive material that forms the emulsion. Emulsion consisting of a silver halide recording medium with a binder which is applied to both sides of the base. When radiation strikes the emulsion, a change takes place in the emulsion. This change is referred to as the latent image. There are some various class of film and their characteristics. That is class 1, class 2, C and 4. Class 1, that is Kodak RR, Kodak M and Structure X D2 film is used as the class 1. For class 2, Kodak EE, Structure X D4, Structure X D7 is used as a class 2. Kodak Kodirex X, Structure X D10 is used as the class 3, and fluorescent film is used as the class 4. These are the radiographic film. Next is intensifying screen. Use of thin screen and or foil made out of heavier metal have been found to produce intensification when exposed them along with the film to X or gamma radiation of 70 kilovolt and above. The screen helps to cut down the exposure time by utilizing more effectively the radiation reaching the film. The intensification effect is primarily due to the liberation of photoelectrons from the screen or foil. The intensification factor with the screen is generally 2 to 25 for cobalt 60, iridium 192, Caesium 137 and Thulium 170 screen. Fluorescent screen though give much higher intensification factor, that is approximately 5 to 6 or even more. So these are the intensification of the screens. Next is film density. All radiographs must have a readable density. This is one of the first checks made on a radiography before attempting to interpret it. The radiograph, when exposed and developed, will have various shades of density, which is depending upon how much exposure it received. The variables that affect density in a radiograph are kilovolt, milliampere per source strength, distance, development procedure, film sheet, and the time. A measure of the amount of exposure seen by the developed film is the light transmission density or optimal density, or the film density D, which is given by the equation of D equals to log 10 cos base I naught by IT, where I naught means light intensity which strikes the film and IT is transmitted light intensity. To check the density in a radiograph, a densitometer is used. For specification call for a film density of density range is 1.5 to 3.3. The next is radiograph sensitivity. Radiographic sensitivity is the ability of a technique to reveal the smallest discontinuity on the radiograph. The term sensitivity is used in the sense that smaller the value, better is the detection capability. The sensitivity can be expressed either in absolute value or in percentage with respect to the thickness of the specimen. So this is the radiographic sensitivity. Next is penetrometer. A penetrometer, also known as image quality indicator or IQI. It is a gauge used to establish radiographic techniques or a quality level. To accomplish this, IQI must be made of material radiographically similar to the material being radiographed. The radiograph. The proper size of penetrometer must be used in the material. The penetrometer letter or symbol on the radiograph indicates what type of material the penetrometer is made of. The penetrometer must be visible on the radiograph. If it is not, the radiograph does not have contrast sensitivity. The proper hole must be visible. If not, the radiograph does not have the detail sensitivity. So this is the penetrometer. This determining the radiographic exposure. Obtaining A satisfactory radiograph is recognized to involve both material and geometric consideration as well as the knowledge of the source and film characteristics. These factors are summarized in exposure chart and are available with the X-ray machine manufacturer and the gamma ray source suppliers. Alternately, the exposure time can be calculated using the following equation. The exposure time in minute equals to fd square 2 to the power x by HVL divided by C into RHM 100 square into 60, where F is the film factor, that is radiation does in Roentgen to produce a certain film density. X is the thickness of the specimen in centimeter. X is the thickness of the specimen in centimeter. HVL is the half value layer. D is the source of film distance. D is the source of film distance in the centimeter. C is the source strength in Curies. C is the source strength in Curies. RHM is the radiation output. R is the radiation output in Roentgen per hour by 1 Curie at 1 meter. So this is the equation of the exposure time can be calculated. So students, today we cover the basic thing on the radiography, the definition on its, then its principle, electromagnetic radiation source, then we'll discuss the radiation film and the radiographic images, and the rest of the radiographic portion we'll discuss on the next class. So till then, stay at home and stay safe. Thank you class. Thank you so much.